crush your enemies, see them driven before you, and to hear the lamentation of their women.
The penetrator. Come on, look, because I always went the farthest into the target, goddammit. Libya, Tunisia, Lebanon. It was me, pal. I was always first in, last out.
This thing doesn't want to show itself. It wants to hide inside an imitation. It'll fight if it has to. But it's vulnerable out in the open.
Its blood was on the leaves.
If it bleeds, we can kill it.
With Southern Viking. Jester of Sin. DJ Ronnie D. Roll Tide, Gilly Chow, Roll Tide, brother. The Wicked Wrench of the East, Project Story Time. He's the angriest wrench in Valhalla, marked the infinitely tired. Mexican Ironman. Ghost Rider! Mary's Game Room! Dave G. Sound! Mountains of Elysium! Good morning and welcome. I know we didn't call it Taco Tuesday, but this is Backstage with Mexican Ironman, where we're gonna learn all the secrets and all the details and all the info and all the stuff that we want to know about what happens backstage while Mexican Ironman is producing on the YouTubes. You are a producer on YouTube, are you not, sir?
Yes, I confess and admit that I am a producer of YouTube channels, at least for the channels that are willing to let me produce.
Ha.
Ha ha
Ha.
ha. Ha ha ha.
So
Hardy har. Har
let-
har.
We'll start it right off the bat.
Hold on,
Why
can hear
did
this?
you
I gotta-
phrase
hold
it
on,
that way?
Hold on. Can you hear that?
Yeah.
Can you hear the audience?
No.
Okay, what about this one?
I can't hear anything.
Or you can't hear my sound effects?
No.
That's weird. Why is that?
Hey,
All right,
good
continue
morning,
on.
Chris Persia. Hope you are doing well, my friend. The wrench of wrenches here on Valhalla, Chris Persia, ladies and gentlemen. I can't hear shit. It's
Can you
very
hear
well
me?
produced, though, whatever it is.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Okay, I can hear that. No. No. Nope.
No what?
Couldn't hear anything.
Okay, what about this?
Sound like tin can going down the road.
Weird. Guess I'm not a great producer after all. Oh,
Well, that's not what that's not what
test.
yeah, we can hear your mic. It's
All
not what
right.
Dave G's sound said. Very well produced. Very well produced.
Yeah, I'm not awake yet, so ask your questions while I'm still half asleep.
You did honestly just wake up just a little bit ago. You got that cool Echo bass hat, the white and black. That Echo, that's a OG, Echo bass hat, isn't it?
Yeah, it's made out of like paper, or feels like it's made out of paper. I mean, it's not made out of paper, but it feels like it's super thin. Perfect for the heat. Echo Base Network. And you know how this is an ancient relic? It actually says that they're a Star Wars YouTube channel because they're not anymore.
Yeah. Well, I think we got one of those at the meetup at ICC.
Yeah. When Mexican Ironman silenced his critics and faced his challengers and won the lightsaber duels to which he was challenged.
You had one fight.
Hey, I invited it. I left it open if anyone else wanted to come up against me. But after I stabbed Paul through the chest, no one volunteered. I walked around for another hour and a half saying, "Hey, do we want to fight?" And everybody just wanted like, "No, but can I borrow one of your lightsabers?" Like, yeah, okay, borrow one. But
yeah, borrow one of the lightsabers.
Everybody wanted to play with one of the lightsabers of the collection, but no one wanted to take me on after I obliterated Paul.
That must be what it's like on date night with all the MILFs. No, we can't hear it, whatever you're trying to do. Hardy har. He gets you know what? He likes to tease people and he likes to be like, he, look what I'm doing. And then he gets something and he's like, no, shut down. You have this badass reputation. You're like the MILF Slayer. Mikey the MILF Slayer.
Dude, I'm not sitting here for an hour doing MILF jokes. I'm not.
No, we're not. No. I'm just saying.
No. I'm like literally not. You told me one time, like, if I ever get tired of it, I'm shutting it down. I'm not getting up at 8:30 in the morning to do MILF jokes for an hour on this channel. It's just not happening.
Why did you remember why that happened?
Why what happened?
Why I told you that? I said, you know what, if you ever get tired of it, just tell me. Because I mean, it seemed like it was bothering you. It really did.
Well, I don't mind it so long as super chats come, but if no super chats are coming, I'm not going to sit here and do the same old material over and fucking over and over and over and over and over again. I don't like the same material over and over again. It's just boring.
It's like the horse.
It's boring as fuck. Let's do something exciting. So what the hell did you want to talk about? You want to know things about happened backstage. All right. Here's what happens backstage at a strip club.
I'm not talking about that.
All right, then you want to know what happens backstage.
Not backstage at a
So what happens is they say there's no sex in the champagne room. They say there's no sex in the champagne room, but Mexican Ironman can tell you it depends on the night and it depends on the price.
Good morning, Shum. Yes, you did, because I said it gets old like the horse.
So generally what you do is you start by ordering a bottle.
Mary has a good comment.
Kind of like the I am not a YouTuber. Well, look, the way I look at the I am not a YouTuber is that it's a battle and a struggle. The MILF thing is just a funny ass joke, which is hilarious, but I'm just tired of the same old joke. It's like, why did the chicken cross the road? Now, the YouTuber thing is a battle for truth and justice, where we are taking a stand against those that would mischaracterize Mexican Ironman as being a YouTuber when we know. Ow, I hurt my pinky. Ow.
Oh, don't ow me. You know what I've dealt with for the past like 4 days? Don't ow me. Psychodorf 9 with $5 super chat says, ask Mike about confusing cattle when he was here. His inflection was terrible.
I don't know what that means.
Apparently something about confusing cattle. Cattle.
Well, I was trying to talk to them. Like, we were out in the middle of nowhere, out in God's country, in the middle of Idaho. And so I'm like, Mexican Ironman was trying to be an ambassador to the local cattle population. And so I was trying to talk to them. So I would like, hey, cattle, hi, Mexican Ironman's here. And then what I started doing is I figured, okay, clearly they are not used to me speaking in this language. So then I flipped it up and I was like, hola, ¿cómo están ustedes, vacas? And they didn't respond to that either. And that's when I went, well, shit, howdy. Hey, cattle, what y'all doing today? Which way y'all going?
Moo dogs. Call them moo dogs. Psychodorf 9 also with $10 super chat says, sitting at home, one of those winter storms where lanes and speed limits are polite fiction. From dry roads to 2 inches in 45 minutes.
However, if someone wants to sponsor the show with a $50 super chat, we can talk about milks all day long with Mexican Ironman for the next 40 minutes.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
I'll whore myself out. If it's a $50 super chat, Mexican Ironman will lift the MILF joke ban for the next 40 minutes.
Hear that, ladies and gentlemen. 45
What a
minutes.
whore.
What a whore.
Yep.
Psychodorf 9, thank you so much for your $10 super chat and for your $5 super chat. You guys keep the fires burning bright here in Valhalla. And brother, this one is just for you. Long live the fighters. Skull!
Long live the fighters!
Mark the Implementire, buen dia, eres un loco, hijo.
Mark the Implementire says, buen dia. That means good morning. Eres un loco, hijo de puta, y hermano del sur de la frontera. I am a brother of the southern border, and I am a son of a bitch. Wow. Wow. Good morning to you, too. That was pretty funny. That's why I started. I thought that was freaking hilarious. By the way, his Spanish is excellent.
Yeah, mine's not.
You understand a lot of Spanish. Don't give yourself a low credit.
I understand a lot of Spanish.
I know for a fact you understand a lot of Spanish.
I'm still really rusty. You gotta understand. I grew up in South Houston, so
yeah.
I grew up listening to that.
Me and Loki have joked over the years that he's more Mexican than I am a lot of times. Yep.
I probably got invited to more quinceañeras than you did.
I hate quinceañeras. Ugh.
Quinceañeras. See, I can't even say it right anymore.
You know why I hated them as a kid? Growing up,
I've combined quinceañera with the Godfather thing. The Godfather, where he's like, Tom is my quinceañera.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. I didn't like going to quinceañeras when I was a kid because I wasn't quite as popular when in my youth. Not that I'm that popular now, but anyway, what are your secrets?
You are pretty goddamn popular. There are people that want to be Mexican Ironman, that want to have the MILF life and swim with the. You know, I'm just saying they do. Oh my God! And he leaves. He really leaves. He puts himself backstage. God.
Yeah, I got breakfast downstairs that Mama Ironman just made. So you got to keep me entertained to stop me from going downstairs to get it. Because
your mom's still there.
Yeah, and she just sent me a text. She said, Mijo, I made you morning breakfast, which means it's something amazingly good.
Oh yeah. I believe that.
Yeah. So so I'm barely having my coffee. Now, normally when I do this show, I've been trying to get up like an hour earlier. I've had my coffee, I've had my breakfast, I've sent a few emails, and I'm ready to go. Because I was like remember the summer, the shows we were doing, like I was barely awake half the time. I'm like, I'm not going to do that anymore to Loki. Loki deserves a more professional non-YouTuber. And that's what I'm trying to be, a more professional non-YouTuber.
Just Your Obscene, who's a sub-supporter over on Rumble, says, seems to me like Mexican Ironman is having YouTuber problems.
I am, because people don't understand the truth, which is that I am not a YouTuber. And instead of being a YouTuber, I would rather sell oranges off Interstate 10 on the side of the road in Arizona at high noon in August.
We've already gone through over why you would do that. And
because I'd make more money.
Sometimes it's not about the money, though.
If I'm gonna be a YouTuber, it better be about the money.
No, sometimes it's not about the money.
Well, then I think it's a waste of time.
Okay, explain that.
Because I'm not a creative guy. I'm not like one of you guys. See, there's two in the world of being a YouTuber. There's two kinds of YouTubers, generally, in my opinion, maybe a third. But there's ones that are primarily creative, purpose driven. You know, where they're like they have this voice they've got to have out, this creation. They got to make video. They have this creative impulse that has to come out, and they need YouTube to allow that to happen. Whether they make money now within that, whether they make money or not is irrelevant because it's not their prime purpose for being here. That's what I call a YouTube creator that doesn't care about the other stuff. Then there's the other kind of YouTuber where they happen to be a creator, but what they really care about are subs, views, making money, being popular, the list you've gone on. And I'm not going to go over this shit again because Lord knows for a year and a half you've been doing YouTube Wednesdays and you've said it better than me and you've done it multiple times. So there's no reason to go into any of that crap because we'd just be repeating stuff that you're already have expertly done in a better way than I could anyway. And anyway, so I don't fit in either one of those two categories. I don't wake up saying, "Oh my God, I cannot wait to release my whatever thoughts on whatever every day." I just no. I'm not a burning passion creator, and Lord knows I would never spend any time on YouTube to try to make any money ever. In fact, even if I ever did get monetized on my channel, like let's just say magically it happened, and I had to like decide that I was going to get, you know what I would do with that money? I would just literally use that money to pay for the things I already pay for. Cause you know how many channel memberships I have and Patreon memberships
I can imagine.
Take a guess.
You've got probably $1,000 worth.
More.
2,000.
Yeah. I spend about $1,800 a month supporting other channels. That's before super chats.
And that's more than I make on YouTube in a month.
Because I love what you guys do, you know. So like if someone offers the highest tier, like your tier, I'm at your highest tier because I love what you do, and I want to make sure that if I can't make every show, that I'm at your highest tier because I believe in what you do. I love what you do, and I don't want to wake up a day where I don't want to wake up a single day where I don't get to watch you do what you do, let alone a week. Fuck, let alone a month. Jesus.
So when I checked, you asked me to check before we did the 4-year anniversary, who the longest.
By the way, how did I do?
You did absolutely great.
Was that the show you wanted? Because I didn't really talk to you about it. I just sort of did it, remember?
Well, we kind of did talk about it a little bit. And the biggest thing for you is I want you to chill, Loki. I don't want you to have to do anything. I want you to just, this is for you, celebrate, have fun. No, it was great. It was exactly what I wanted to do, was hang out with people that have been around for forever, you know, Paulie and Adega and Clobby. And, you know, I love Clobby to death. I think Clobby's one of the best comic book creators out there. He knows his business. He knows everything about, you know, the comics, even stuff he didn't like. He still read it and looked at it. There's a lot of knowledge there with Clobbering Times.
Yeah. Anyway, I like how I was trying to compliment you and you changed the subject, but okay.
A Day Outlaw with $5 super chat says late fee and my support for great budding YouTuber Mexican Ironman. I get it. Great budding YouTuber. Yes. That's yeah. The GBY Mexican Ironman. The great budding YouTuber Mexican Ironman. Thank you so much.
All right, we've been here 20 minutes. What questions do you have about backstage?
Oh, dude, tell us about drama. People love drama. People want to hear about drama all the time. Drama is like
talk about any stories. I can't.
Sure you can, because you don't have to name any names. You don't have to name any names. I do it on YouTube Talk all the time. You don't have to name any names. You just talk about a general thing that happened. You don't have to like.
That's impossible.
No, it's not.
People figure it out.
No, they won't.
I don't know what, dude. There are too many to pick. That you asking me to pick which asking me to share a YouTube drama story from shit that happens backstage is like asking a baseball pitcher to talk about which pitch was his favorite pitch over 10 years. I'll try it. Let me think of some. Hold on. Oh, here, I like this one. I like it when I'm running a live stream and people start texting me as to how I'm running that live stream. Like literally, I'll be in the middle of a live stream running all kinds of shit at the same, running all kinds of shit I'm dealing with, and people don't understand. It can be absolute chaos. One of the hardest live streams I ever did, I did on Sunday for George's channel. It was hard. It was like I was there an hour early getting shit ready. The night before we did 2.5 hours of meetings. We did a half hour to an hour of a dry run. And then the actual live stream went 4 hours and 45 minutes. And we had like literally almost 150 super chats that came in, none of which got read for 3 hours, 3.5 hours, actually, which you know how that does. You know how I am with reading super chats.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
I lose my ever loving fucking mind when super chats aren't read by all these channels. And it's tough. I get it because, the more people you have on screen, the more they want to talk and the harder it is to find a break, blah, 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 blah. And Sunday with George's stream, it was impossible. We had amazing people. And I know all these guys that appeared on that show. I should say I know all of them. There's a couple that I've never had any interaction with. Dan Bass, maybe one Little Platoon. Adam Krigel I've listened to, but I don't know Adam. But everybody else I know to varying extents, one way or the other. And I got even more here. Let me do something positive. I gained a lot of respect for everybody that was on George's channel that got invited and thrown out. There were other people that we woulda, coulda, should have invited, but the list was too long, and I forced George to cut it down. The original invite list had 58 people on it. 58 people. Yeah, George wanted to have 58 people show up. On that first live stream.
For a three-hour live stream?
Yeah, I actually think your name was on the first draft of the list. And I cut you, I cut me, I cut a lot of people. He's like, yeah, you should be a guest. I'm like, I'm gonna be a guest. I'm like, you're gonna need me to just run the damn thing and hope it doesn't go off the rails.
And for anybody out there going, oh man, why would you cut your boy Stone Loki? Because I would be the first one to tell him, dude, take me off the list.
Yeah, I already know you. There
is no ego that he's gonna bruise with me.
Plus, the other thing is Loki. George knows Loki so well, and Loki knows who George is. That honest to God, I'd rather bring you on George's show. Like on a one, like for example, can you imagine the three of us talking for an hour or two about Lord of the Rings? You, me, and George.
Oh, dude, I would love that.
Yeah, I think that I'm gonna put that on deck for later for this year. But anyway, I digress. So anyway, there were 58 people. So I mean, that was something like because the show's going to evolve. The Sunday show was everybody on deck, but I got a lot of respect. So I got some positives to throw out. When I looked at the list, which I whittled it down dramatically, the final list only had 18 people on it. It went down from 58 to 18. So I cut 40 people off the list, and I was adamant about it. In fact, basically, I didn't even I only wanted 8 to 10 people. Honestly, but it was impossible to cut it down from the final list that we got. But here's the thing. I got an incredibly positive thing to say. Of everybody that showed up, I think it was a lot of people showed up early. And some of the people that showed up, I was in shock. Like, for example, here's an insider baseball secret. Jeremy of Geeks and Gamers and Gary showed up early for the stream backstage. Now the stream started about 10-15 minutes late, but Gary and Jeremy showed up early.
I believe
Jay was there right at the beginning. Like the people that showed up on time and early for George really taught me a lot, because George talks about being inspired, like he was looking for a voice and he wasn't sure where to go. He stumbles across Nerdrotic. And Gary and Jeremy have been like pillars of light for him in terms of wanting to be a YouTuber. Same thing with Critical Drinker, who, by the way, also showed up, which I was in shock. But the thing is like, you look at these YouTubers. Here's the compliment. You look at these YouTubers that are incredibly popular. A guy like Jay, who's traveling literally around the country with one of the most famous stars of Star Wars, Gina. Doing, a guy like Jay, doesn't have a lot of time. Jay does so much charity work. Like, look, I'm blessed because I know Drunk 3PO in real life. Like, I know him in real life. I've met him a couple times. I mean, like, not just, at a fan event. Like, I know him really well. Like I know who he is, how he spends his money, and what he does and how he spends his time. And I've known him for years. I mean, I remember those first chats that we used to have when there were 15, 18 people of us, like 6, 7 years ago. Back when he was on Patreon and he wasn't even there before in the days before channel memberships.
Yeah.
There was still drunk. But anyway, so you take guys like Jay who are immensely busy. He showed up for Jay, or he showed up for George. Guys like Jeremy and Nerdrotic were like, George is literally getting ready for his live stream. He's, I was teasing that he's in hair and makeup, and here these big time YouTubers are that don't have, honest to God, they don't have any time, and they made the time on a Sunday to be there for a guy for his first live stream. And you know what that tells me? That there's hope in the world. And look, I'm only singling these few out, but there were others that showed up, Chris Gore and other guys, and the list goes on. Andre, Tom was there. I needed Tom to get up and be there. And Sundays is kind of like, A, it's his day off, but B, if he does do anything, he does it later in the day. And Tom was there right from the beginning. And God bless my Tom, because he stayed there for damn near 3 hours. But you look at all these,
Tom's like that. Tom will hang in there even when he's like, he's at hour 40 of the day. And yeah, I said hour 40. I know how many hours are in the day, but to Tom, especially Bat Tom, I'm going around getting on people's channels. According to Bat Tom, there's 50 hours in the day, because that's how many hours he stays up and does shit.
Because he has Flashcast Saturday night, so he's up till 2, 3, 4 in the morning type of thing, and for him to get up and be there, I mean, look, it's 1 o'clock in the afternoon that early? No, but for Tom it is. It's his day off, and he already goes late Sunday anyways. Anyway, so Tom was there, and I thought Andre would be there first. Andre shows up twice. Andre shows up first time, and then here's what Andre does. Andre had to go handle something. You know what freaking Andre does? He doesn't just leave it at that. Andre came back at the end of the show and finished the show when all the guests were popping off. And Andre stayed there while we went through 100 super chats.
Yeah, I believe that too.
Andre, who just crossed 250,000 subs. So as much crap as I've gone through with a variety of YouTube channels behind the scenes, and I've gone through all of it, is that Sunday gave me an incredible amount of hope. Because here were all of these different YouTubers from all these spheres, Mauler, Critical Drink, again, and here they are showing up to wish bon voyage on the maiden voyage of George as he sets forth on the live stream high seas. And when I am sitting there backstage and I see Jeremy click in literally 20, 30 minutes early. Here's the thing, as soon as the link got popped in Jeremy's Twitter feed, he was there. Same thing with Gary. And it just continued on that way. And I got to say is that for as much crap as I dealt with YouTube, to see guys at this caliber, at this level, who have no time, Jay, Jeremy, Nerdrotic, Critical Drinker, Mahler, the list goes on, R&B, and I know I'm forgetting a lot. My buddy Jonas was there. Jonas, it's a Sunday, and he shouldn't be doing anything. He signed on and was there for as long as he could go, which I think was 1 or 2 hours, an hour or something like that. But, for all of these people that are so busy and have all these big channels, and sure, George has got a high sub count because we planned it that way. I basically told him he couldn't go live till he had at least 110,000 subs. And then when he did want to go live, I still made him wait. But for them to show up for him gave me a lot of hope that no matter how big people get, how popular they get, that they still make time and take time so that someone else can be successful. And that is what we need in the world today. That is what inspires hope. And that is what makes me want to carry on as a YouTube producer and not a YouTuber. So
do you think that, I mean, after telling us this, do you think that when you see people that get upset because, oh, maybe someone didn't show up to their show, or why didn't this person do this, or you were no good, or when you see the drama that happens, is it kind of like, when you see this happen, what you're just talking about, it's like none of that shit matters. Because that's what I keep trying. That's the message I keep trying to get out there, is none of this drama, none of this horseshit that people want to try and start with you. None of that really matters. Focus on what you're doing. Focus on what you're creating. Focus on going forward. Don't focus on the shit people are starting backstage, because that's not what's important.
Yep. I can't add anything better than that. You said it better than I could. Yep. But what? I'm going to just repeat what you just said. That was Perfect. I agree with you. Okay, next question.
Tell us something good. Tell us something good that happened. I mean, you brought up the George thing. That was great. It was great. Give us more.
I don't know. It was one of the harder live streams I've done. I've done probably more difficult ones. Well, maybe probably the most difficult one was the one night that we had all those people on Echo Base Network a couple years ago. You know, like Ethan Van Sciver and Ryan, and everybody was rotating. The reason that one was tough was because we only had 10 slots or 8 or 10 slots, and everybody wanted to be on at the same time.
Yeah,
that
getting
one was,
butthurt that they aren't all on. Yeah, together.
And there were other people. I mean, that one. I mean, that was a tough stream. Yesterday, Sunday was tough too. It was. I mean, there were like 4,200 people in chat, and there were only like 3 mods, and Sindek was one of them, and he wasn't. He was promoting, and basically it was me and Eric K, and mostly Eric K, for a 4,200 person live chat. I think it went pretty well, though. I mean, it went pretty well. That live stream was a year in the plan. I've been planning that one for over a year, basically. So, yeah.
So what that's a huge difference in just throwing something together like what happened with, because EBM y'all came out for who was it, Star Wars Theory was when everybody showed up because the shit was going on with Star Wars series. So what's the difference between doing something like that off the cuff where people are just showing up and planning something out like you did with George?
You know what? I'll say it's like this. Here's the difference I'll do. What I did for George on with Nick, because Nick was the leader of that live stream. I helped Nick. Me and Nick were the ones who got all the invites out. And then Coach showed up, and I think Coach would probably be the first to admit that. Like, me and Nick put that whole thing together. Nick came up with a list, and then I just helped him execute. We called in a bunch of favors, and we got everybody that showed up either knew him, knew me, or knew us, or knew the channel, but they knew me or him. So the way I would look at it, here's how I would compare: is that Echo Base Network live stream, which was epic. I mean, that was truly epic. That was probably putting together a massive college fraternity party, versus what I did with George on Sunday was like planning a wedding.
Damn.
So it's kind of like with Echo Base Network. It was like, okay, everybody show up. Here's the time. You know, it's like literally, here's the time. Drop in when you can. Stay as long as you can, and and then we're just gonna go. And we didn't know how long we were gonna go. If it was gonna be 2 hours, or I think ultimately we ended up 4 or 5 hours. But that was like, it's like a fraternity party of the homecoming type of thing. That's what the Echo Base Network was, which is chaos. It was controlled chaos and a lot of fun. But that was an epic stream. With George, it was planning a wedding, because if you think about it, if you look at the guests were in 7 different time zones. The guests were in 7 different time zones within a tight period of time, which is that I wanted to have a 3-hour stream. It ended up going 4.5 hours, but the goal was 3 hours. And they were in 7 different time zones, and everybody had different time requirements. Some people could come in for 5-10 minutes, like Nina Infinity. Some people had much longer. Like, for example, Mahler was there, like a long time. I was like, which was great. But I'm just saying, people had different, so it's hard, because I don't believe there should ever be more than 9 people on the screen. I mean, I don't even like 9 people on the screen. I think 6 is a perfect mix.
Yeah, you and me agree on that totally. 6, unless I do like an open panel. I don't want to go more than 6 people.
Open panels are dumb. I think.
No, like member stuff, where we hang out or something. But I agree with you. I used to do. Well, we can have so many people on, and we can have all these people, and we can all do it together. That takes a lot of time, and I usually run over because I try and keep things in an hour.
I mean, I frankly think 4 people on the screen is it. That's what you should have. Once you get above 4, then it starts to get weird, depending on who they are, if they're experienced. But the thing is, on Sunday, all of the YouTubers are highly proficient panel members, and so we didn't have a lot of over talking. Everybody let each other talk, which is another reason I kind of cut the list down to who I did. I didn't have any rookies, any newbies, anything like that. So
Project Storytime asks Mikey, did George send you an invoice for lost income for not letting him live stream and holding him back? LOL. He's joking.
no, he didn't send me an invoice. But I mean, I certainly did cost him a lot of income, but he wasn't ready.
Mary, you weren't supposed to bring that up. So
I think we should ask Mike why Arwen and I found Lupita and Helen Georgia. Was she still tied to that rock?
No. No. So I get a message from Mary. It was last week at some point. They were her and Arwen were hanging out in the mountains. I think it might have been Friday. And because I'd called Mike and I said, look, I called him Thursday night. I was like, look, I'm probably going to have surgery in the morning. Can you cover me? And Arwen's up in the mountains. I don't know if her connection will be good. I don't know what's going on. And Mike said, just give her the day off. Let her chill. She's on vacation.
Well, I sent him the link anyways, and I sent him the link anyways in case she wanted on. But look, if she's on vacation and she's in them, helping Mexican Ironman is the last thing I expect the girls to do. I want them to have fun, I love them to pieces. But I sent them the link anyways, but
so they go out and they get Mexican food, and Mary sends me the receipt and goes, oh my God, look who the waitress was. And it was Lupita. And I was like, holy shit, that's where Mike stashed her. Don't let her know where Mike is.
When I'm on a panel, it's total amateur, says Culture Casino. Oh, stop. You want to compliment? Thanks for coming on at the end and being there to help me finish out the show. See, Culture is somebody that I'm going to do a one-on-one with George later in the year. Like, he's on my guest list to do a one-on-one. I got this bright idea from Culture. Culture, I'm stealing your idea for George. So Culture has these Friday streams where he does like a one-on-one. And so Culture, so like the same thing I was talking about with you, like when I book some of these shows for George for later, what I'm going to do is I'm going to book these one-on-ones. Culture's on my list. You're on my list, Loki. And I think it's a freaking brilliant idea what Culture came up with. So Culture, I'm stealing your idea, but I'm bringing you on George's channel because I think it'd be an amazing in-depth convo to have with Culture.
Yeah. Any chance to get to talk to Culture is going to be an in-depth conversation.
Yep. That's something else I learned too, by the way. Culture was supposed to get a link. Here's the other thing I've learned, and I shouldn't have done this. So I let George be in charge of sending links out before the show started, and which normally I would do all of that shit. Okay. And then the show started and he hadn't sent out any links. So I was like, what? I mean, I had sent out to a couple of the links to like I had sent out like a couple, but George was supposed to do it because, he wanted that personal touch. And then we get ready to do the show and we're starting the show and people don't have links. That's why one of the reasons on Sunday, people got links, like people were getting, like, for example, Carolyn never got a link. There were some people that just never got links. I think Culture didn't get a link to like the second hour or something, but that was something I shouldn't have done. I shouldn't have let George do the links. I should have done them all myself.
You're usually really good about that.
I know, but I had to give on the way I felt is I had to give on something. And the thing is, I literally took so much control of George's channel related to this live stream. When he said, when I asked him on Saturday, I said, are you going to send out the links or do you want me to do it? He's like, oh, I'll take, you do your list. He's like, I'll do the list. And he had the final version of the list. And I was like, okay, so then we're getting ready to start. We're getting ready to start. And I'm just like, this is like 30 minutes to go. And I'm like, have you sent all the links out? And he's like, no. And I was just like, have you sent some of them? He's like, oh, let me do it right now. He's like, oh, I wouldn't. Here's a behind the scenes snafu. He's like, I gotta create a Twitter group to send the link. I'm like, no, just get them out. Just go. Just send them out. Just copy paste. And I'm like, so then I started sending them, but then we had other stuff that came up. Culture Casino, love you all. Taking you to the shower with me. Oh no. Wow.
Oh, no.
God, now I have an image of Culture naked in my head. Anyway, so as the show's starting, I'm like firing out links, not sure who's got them, who didn't, but that's a mistake. I should have just taken control of that and done it all myself and done it on Saturday. That was a big mistake.
Usually you do that. Usually you do that.
Yeah.
What do you think when you hear stuff about, and I'm not, you know, you don't have to name anybody. I'm not looking for that. I'm not looking for any drama bullshit. But what do you think when you hear like, well, I got left out of this, or I have to be on this stream, and then they sit there and they don't do anything, or they don't say anything, or when I mean when you hear that kind of drama that goes on backstage, what do you think about
Hashtag blame Mexican Ironman.
that?
Hashtag blame Mexican Ironman. You know, it's like it's like I told George. I said, George, if you get any heat from someone that's pissed off that they weren't invited on Sunday, blame me. It's my fault. Because I pretty much was. This is what I told him. I said, look, this stream is gonna go my way, or I'm not producing it. Find someone else. Because I mean, it's not like I'm getting paid. This is a volunteer.
No, you're volunteering. You're volunteering your time and you're volunteering your effort. Adega Outlaw says, I find this network, and that's exactly what it is, of creators far superior to the old TV media with their celebrity hosts and elite guests. Mike is one of the masterminds of the new way.
Uh-oh. If I'm the mastermind, that mastermind's Mexican, we are lost. All hope is lost.
What?
What?
What do you mean we're lost? If
Yeah,
Mikey's in charge of anything, I know we're either going to a butt naked or a MILF plantation. As long as Mikey's driving the bus, we're gonna get somewhere good. So there are a lot of live streams I'd love to be on, but no one owes me a seat. It's an honor to be invited on. Exactly. That's exactly what I'm talking about. It's exactly what I'm talking about, Ancaster. There is no this person owes me or any of that bullshit. It's an honor to be invited on to something, and you want to do your best. You want to go on and you want to represent and you want to do your best and not overtalk everybody, not go crazy. I need to make Mikey a Bond villain. No, exactly. You need to make Mikey a Bond villain. He needs to be a villain. He doesn't need to be, Bond. He needs to be a villain. No, absolutely. No, Mr. Bond, I expect you to die. What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do with my MILF date, Mexican Iron Man? Oh, I'm going to bed, Mr. Bond. And yeah, absolutely. Absolutely, positively excellent. Yes, make Mikey a Bond villain. Yes.
I already have, and it's downstairs. Andy made me a thing where I have like a ladder for the window and the whole 9 yards. It's downstairs in my display case. Have you not seen that?
Yeah, where you're all blacked out.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course I have.
Okay.
But that's like Ninja Bond action figure. That's the Bond that was in You Only Live Twice.
Yeah.
Where he's like Ninja Bond. That's not Bond villain. That's Bond. So he's got to make you a villain. He's got to make you somebody like Dr. No. Or no, because Dr. No would be more like Doomcock. Goldfinger. Like Goldfinger. I don't know. We'd have to get you the right Bond villain. Oh no, we can get you to be the Bond villain that was an Octopussy. With all the girls.
Okay. But I'm kind of already there, but okay.
There you go.
Okay, I will go and be what I already am. Ha!
Shum says, if Mexican Iron Man is the villain, then White Horse and El Perro are the heroes we need. Who the hell is White Horse?
Stupid character from the Cotton Connection. That's a lame ass. Unfunny, no jokes. Yeah.
Oh, the one with all the shit in his hair.
Not that one.
He's got shit locks. Yeah, I know that one.
That guy.
Okay. That guy. Question for Mikey Wop with a 7-month member chat. Says, question for Mikey, do Hispanic Jews celebrate Hanukkah?
I have no idea. I'm not Jewish and I'm barely Hispanic, but that sounds pretty funny and that sounds good.
All right.
What's this one here? You started that one.
Great to hear about this, Mikey. Huge job of yours and get great friend to do many YouTubers. Keep it up.
Okay. Thanks. Yeah, I got to tell you, it's a labor of love. That's for sure. Oh, I know something I can tell you. Here's a secret.
Okay, shoot.
I'm going to sell him out. I'm going to sell George out on something. Here's an insider baseball one. And George, if George is listening to this live stream, you can fire me later. So George is like super cool, right? Like he's a cool cat.
Oh yeah, I've talked to George before. I doubt he remembers me, but yeah.
He does. No. We talk about you all the time. So no, for sure. No, for sure. No, but
and that's no dig at George. I'm just saying we got to hang out once on a live stream, and that's the only time we've ever hung out. So that's why I say I doubt he'd remember me.
All right, so he was super nervous before that live stream. Like he was nervous all week.
Oh yeah.
Like he was like calling me on Wednesday. Are you nervous about this weekend? I'm like, what? He's like, it's like he calls me like late at night, because you gotta go to bed early. I know this was Thursday night, so I was already burned out from Doomcock show on Wednesday. Doomcock show Wednesday night burns me out by Thursday. I'm a mess. Of course, it's a lot of fun, but still burns me out. Anyway, so he calls me Thursday. He's like, "Are you worried about this weekend?" I'm like, "What's happening this weekend?" He's like, "The live show. We're going live. It's the first live show." And I'm like, "No. Why? Are you not going to be there? I mean, if you're not going to be there, then yeah, I'm worried because I'm not going to do it by myself because I'm not a YouTuber." He's like, "No, I'll be there." Oh no, I says, he's like, "Are you nervous? Are you worried?" I'm like, "No. What? What's to worry about?" I thought it was kind of cute. It was like a 10-year-old getting up, ready to, George is super cool, super intelligent, super smart. But even a guy like George, gets nervous and stuff. I thought it was charming.
Yeah, we all do.
I don't.
Oh, I did. Oh, you can't tell me when you found out you were going to be on Doomcocks for the first time, you weren't nervous. You were sweating. You admitted that and told me that because you said when you heard my story, you were like, "Oh my God, I did the exact same thing."
Right. Oh, you're right. You're right. You mean when he had me on the Friday night show the first time before Pop Culture Breakdown years ago? Yes. You're right. I remember when I'd already done the video, which was no big deal to me because I just sent him the footage. And did the interview over line. But then he called me back. He said he wanted me on a Friday night show. I'm like, live? What?
Live.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, you're right.
Because he did the same thing to me, and I was like, "What do I need to know?" And he said, "I'll send you the link." And I'm like, so I just think, okay, he's going to send me some kind of link.
I totally forgot. That's right. And I'd already done Con Connection. I'd already done Con Connection. I'd already done You. I'd already done Echo Base. You're right. This was after that. Yeah. And he told me I was coming on a Friday night show, and I'm like, live? He's like,
live?
He's like, well, the show is, he's like, yeah. I'm like,
Mikey, the show is live.
Yeah. I mean, here's how dumb I was back then. Doomcock invites me on his Friday night live show, which is called Friday Night Frolics Live, right? And I'm like, wait, you mean in person live? That's like saying, "Hi, would you like to come play football? American football?" Yeah,
American football.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I'm sure I get blamed for shit all the time. That's the hashtag blame Loki thing. Yeah, yeah. Yep, I believe that.
Yeah. Mark says you missed his joke.
Okay, I will go back. Now is just joining in the sick burn. Damn Loki. Heard the White Horse lives on the Simp Ranch in Washington State.
Yeah, I like that.
Okay.
It's known as the Circle Simp. The Circle Simp Ranch.
May all your bacon burn. Project Cambrian. I learned that one from Mary Mayhem. May all your bacon burn.
So I don't know. I don't know if this morning I want to share any salacious stories. I just got to tell you that Sunday was very reinvigorating in terms of hope for YouTube And I was very honored. I was most honored and proud to be in a place where I could sit back and watch the greatest YouTube personalities, that some of the greatest, not all the greatest, but some of the greatest YouTube personalities. I mean, the other thing too is a lot of the people that I picked were people that I felt that I could get for a George inaugural show. There were about 5 or 10 people on that list that I wasn't sure if I'd ever be able to get again or for a regular show. So I said, look, let me just try to take a shot and stab at getting some of them that at least they'd show up for the inaugural first live stream. And I don't know if I'll get them again, but that was part of it. But I got to tell you, it's like I have a lot of faith and hope in a lot of people on YouTube that was reinvigorated. And in a time where things really suck in society, it's nice to know that no matter how much success one person has, there's always time for that person to share success with others. And that is good to see.
Mary's Game Room says, for someone not being a YouTuber, he does mention YouTube a lot and is a regular on a show every Tuesday. It's true.
Regular guest.
So when I came to you and I said, look, our 4-year anniversary is coming up.
Yep.
And I want to plan something. You were like, I mean, your eyes, went wide. You want to actually plan something.
We're gonna show everybody my live reaction of what happened. Let me get my camera out. Hold on. Let me get the camera moved. Hold on. Okay. All right. Here we go, Loki. All right. Now on the count of 3, you're gonna tell me that you actually want to plan out a live show, and then I'm gonna show my reaction.
Okay.
Okay, go.
Mike, our 4-year anniversary is coming up, and I really think it would be a good idea if we planned what we were going to do.
Huh?
Yesterday, I messaged Mike, and I'm
Who
like,
are you talking to? I don't know. Huh?
Yesterday, I messaged Mike, and I'm like, hey, Mike, I really want to plan the show for tomorrow. Let's talk about behind the scenes. We originally called it like in the green room or some stupid shit. And Mike was like, dumb name. And I was like, okay, behind the scenes with Mexican Ironman. And let's plan that out. What was your reaction?
Why would we dare do something like that? I don't know. That sounds weird. I'm going to go back to bed now.
I'm going to go back to bed now.
Because I don't know why you're calling me and telling me this, because we don't do that here.
And why don't we do that here?
I don't know, because you never wanted to do that way before. But you are right. I am wrong, because the truth of you are right, because if you do the same thing the same way over and over again, you're not going to get different results. So I mean, look, honest to God, I need to stop giving you shit and give you a hard time, because if you do want to do things differently and get things, I need to adjust and stop giving you shit by saying, why are we going to plan things out? So I'm going to come up with some ideas for this year. And I'm being a hypocrite for 3 or 4 years in a row. I told you to plan shit out. Now you actually want to plan it out, and then I'm acting like an asshole. So that's not good. So
that was my New Year's resolution.
I am going to stop giving you a hard time. And I actually have some ideas. I was going to talk to you about them, but I was going to talk to you about some ideas that I had. I actually woke up at 4 a.m. this morning. I got up too early and then went back to bed, but I've got some ideas. So, let me percolate them a little bit. Let me percolate my ideas, and then let me come back at you. And, but I'm going to stop giving you a hard time, because you've done it now 4 or 5 times, and each time I've acted like an idiot. So I'm not going to do that anymore. I'm going to come up with some new ideas. And if you want to plan stuff out, we're going to plan stuff out, and I'm going to be ready. Even though I'm not a YouTuber.
I'm not talking scripts, because I will never read off of a script.
No, ever. That's who wants that? No one wants that. That was one of my dumbest idea ever. Are you kidding? I don't use scripts. No. I might do a show plan, but I don't do scripts. Yeah. That was dumb.
No, but I like the show plan idea. And that's
at this time, Loki will welcome the
Yeah, he did. He really did.
At this time, at minute 11, Loki will check on super chats, and then he will take time to play a skull. Cha-ching! Typewriter.
Culture Casino with $2 super chat. Thank you so much, my friend. He says, Mike, my 4-year anniversary is coming. I need a plan. And he sends another $2 super chat and he says, seriously, love all you amazing friends in chat. Thank you, Culture Casino.
In Culture Casino, love you. Thank you for your super chat. We're going to give you a skull in a minute. But first, I want to thank you for finding all the chips that I never got as a high roller by attending and meeting him at various meetups. So Culture is going to hook it up, and I'm going to stop harassing him for not.
I think I have a green and a black one.
I'm getting all of them. Culture says I'm going to get all of them.
What? Dude, I want all of them.
No, you can't, because first of all, I've been waiting forever. Second of all, I'm a high roller on this channel. And third of all, I'm Mexican. And well, I don't know what that has to do with shit, but
I've got to renew my membership on Cultures. I was a high roller for about a year, and I never.
Yeah, but I'm a high roller and Mexican, so I'm bringing the diversity action.
I never got to. Well, I'm American Indian, so kiss my ass. I never got to go on live with him. That's my fault. All that's my fault. It was like, I had invites and come by and hang out in the Culture high rollers and all that shit. I never got a chance to do that. I was there for a year at a high level, and I never.
Here's how Culture does a high roller stream. Hey, we're gonna do a high roller stream on Saturday, and then Saturday at 10:45, you get the link for 11 a.m. What?
Yeah.
What's happening? Wait, what? What? No.
I send the link about 30 minutes before I do my member stream.
No, but I like when Culture's done it. Like I didn't even know what time it was happening at. But he's not like that anymore. That was back in the olden times. Now Culture plans everything out meticulously. Anyway, we're getting sidetracked. Culture, thank you so much for those. You keep the fires burning strong in Valhalla, and for that support and for all the support we've got, this skull is for all of you super chatters this morning.
Skull!
A dollar? I've never seen a dollar. Nobody's got a dollar. Let us see the dollar. There it is. It's beautiful. Take your hat off, boy. That's a dollar bill.
I do that one just because Mike hates it.
Yeah. Culture should be at 50,000 subs by December this year. That's my goal.
Culture should have been at 100 to 150,000 like last year.
Yeah, but Culture needed to make some changes. He made those changes, and now his channel is marching.
I'm not saying no. I'm not. That wasn't a dig at Culture. That is YouTube doesn't know what the fuck it's doing, and people that are working their butts off and have really, really great content are being kind of looked over. So,
well, this is the arena the YouTubers choose to play in, and this arena is not safe or not fair, and life is not fair.
That's true. It's true. It's not. So,
yeah.
And yeah, guys, we got 60 people in here, so please smash the like button on your way out. We got Machiny draws coming up next, guys. We've got the morning block. I know Snow hasn't been here in the mornings. He's probably back to working, but he will be back, and we'll go Snowdub, Loki, Machiny. Right now, we're doing Machiny or it's Loki Machiny. But guys, please go by Machiny draws. His channel has been exploding lately with hot women and various new members and all that fun stuff. So go check out the TNA over on Machiny's channel and the beautiful drawings that he does. There's nothing wrong with a little tits and ass in the morning. So, and anybody who says that is sitting there sucking on their safe spaces. So, way to go, Machiny, for kicking butt, taking names. Your channel's been exploding lately. Your girls have been exploding. Thank you so very much for being the friend that you are, being the kick-ass. What the hell was Woggly-Eyed Wendy doing here? What the hell, guys? You gotta keep on that. Where's Zero? Where's my baby? Guys, keep that hairy fruitcake out of the chat, please. It bothers people. So please, no more of this, guys. Come on, we got to keep the chat clean. We got to keep the chat good. That hairy meatball shows up. Ew. So, yeah. But yeah, go check out Machiny Draws. He's coming up next, part of the morning power hours here on YouTube, Monday through Friday. And big thank you to Mexican Ironman for taking the time to be here bit taking the time for Taco Tuesday, taking the time for Valhalla, because you know what, guys, one day you're going to blink and Mike's going to be gone. And all that knowledge and all that presence goes with him. So thank you for taking the time to be here this morning.
Love you more. You are incapable of loving me as much as I love you, my brother.
Guys, take care. Be excellent to each other. Always speak friend of the honor. We'll see you guys later over on Pops as we watch Highlander 2, the Renegade cut.
Ha!
The only thing worse than the Highlander 2 Renegade cut is Highlander 2, the theatrical cut. So, yeah, guys, be safe, be excellent to each other. Always speak friend of honor. We'll see you guys on the next Talk on Tuesday. Have a great one, everybody.
These videos are tremendous. Like, comment, and subscribe, and hammer that notification bell.